Hi, welcome back to my channel. In 2021, Spotify announced a brand new product, the Spotify Car Thing. It's a groundbreaking device that connects to your Spotify Premium account and uses buttons, voice controls, a touchscreen, and this Goliath knob to control what's playing in your car. They were giving them out for free to select users, and yes, the real name for this product was the Spotify Car Thing. You know how in Jenny Nicholson's Star Wars Hotel video, she talks about how Disney makes influencers use the full name of rides and experiences rather than the colloquial ones? I feel like Spotify knew that whatever they ended up calling this thing, people would refer to it as the Spotify Car Thing. So if the company calls it that, they can pay influencers to talk about the Spotify Car Thing, and they're still using the official corporate language while not seeming to be bogged down by it. But surely, an ethical company like Spotify wouldn't do that. Our focus remains on becoming the world's #1 audio platform, not on creating hardware. But we developed Car Thing because we saw a need from our users, many of whom were missing out on a seamless and personalized in-car listening experience. No matter the year or model of your car, we feel everyone should have a superior listening experience. This makes sense as a product. I don't know if you've ever used the cassette tape with an aux cord or the personalized radio frequency thing in your car. Those things are not great. Not every car has a touchscreen on the dash or buttons on the steering wheel to change the song or even Bluetooth, so I get why people wanted this. The thing is, it didn't really work the way you'd think based on that quote. No matter the year or model of your car, we feel everyone should have a superior listening experience. The Car Thing just physically connects to your car, and then once it's connected to your phone through Bluetooth and your phone is connected to your car, you can control the phone through. It's really just a remote that controls the Spotify app on your phone, but it's a fancy remote because it has a knob. And not a lot of cars have knobs in them. It's following in the grand Spotify tradition of overcharging to be a middleman. Yeah, while they initially gave some away for free in April of 2021, when they started selling them in February of 2022, they charged $90 for a remote. Again, fancy knob remote, but a remote. Even Comcast doesn't charge you $90 on top of your subscription to have a remote. It doesn't make it easier to connect Spotify to your car. It makes it easier to use Spotify once you're already connected. So about half the people I've seen use these use them at home with their computers.
I just picked up Spotify's new Car Thing, but I'm not using it for my car. Check it out.
All right, so the Spotify Car Thing went on sale from $89 to $29, so I decided to pick one up for my setup.
Spotify Car Thing. Nah. Spotify Computer Thing.
Before you rush out and buy a Spotify Car Thing to throw in your setup, there's a few caveats you gotta know.
It adds a little screen to show you what you're listening to, even when Spotify is minimized or behind other windows, and it lets you change the music without having to tab out of whatever you're doing. Nothing groundbreaking, but a nice little upgrade if the price tag isn't prohibitive. It goes on sale in February of 2022 and costs more than a barrel of crude oil. And in July, 5 months later, they had discontinued the Car Thing. And if you sold that barrel of crude oil, you'd be up $11. If I had $11 of oil money in July of 2022, I think the only ethical option would be to go to a bank, get it all in nickels, fly to Netflix headquarters, find the room that has their big red upload button, and start chucking Jeffersons at anyone who tries to upload The Gray Man. Can you believe Regé-Jean Page is in that movie? Not like, can you believe he acted in that? Everyone needs a job. I mean, like, post Bridgerton, Ana de Armas, Chris Evans, and Ryan Gosling, and that movie has left zero cultural impact. I think about him walking away in the Dungeons and Dragons movie more than anything he did in The Gray Man, a movie that apparently they're gonna build a cinematic universe around. You could do that. You could also try to build an entire city around one 2x4. That would be like trying to build a cinematic universe around Spider-Man's rogues gallery of villains without ever putting Spider-Man in any of those movies. Luckily, he's in Madam Web, so we know that at one point, Peter Parker was born. So they discontinued the Car Thing. The goal of Spotify's Car Thing exploration was to better understand in-car listening and bring audio to a wider range of users and vehicles, a spokesperson told TechCrunch. Again, the Car Thing does not connect to your car. If your car couldn't play audio from your phone, the Car Thing would do nothing to help you. Putting a Roku remote in the cup holder doesn't mean I can watch Dropout while I'm Passenger Princess. Based on several factors, including product demand and supply chain issues, we have decided to stop further production of CarThing units. Existing devices will perform as intended. This initiative has unlocked helpful learnings, and we remain focused on the car as an important place for audio. Other important places for audio? A secondhand bookstore in Tijuana, underscoring an uncomfortable breakfast at a Hilton Garden Inn, and on a plane, blocking out the in-flight announcements. That last part sounds so alien, and like a dumb alien who's trying to seem very proper.
We remain focused on the car as an important place for audio.
No one thought, because you discontinued the car thing, that you're just gonna make Spotify not work in the car. It also doesn't work any differently in the car. It still just plays music and podcasts and allegedly audiobooks. I'm not convinced. Now we get to May of 2024, which is this month, where Spotify announced that in December of this year, the CarThing will be discontinued. Astute viewers will say, didn't they already discontinue the CarThing? Keen ear. They stopped making new ones, but the ones that already exist are going to stop working. We have made the decision to discontinue CarThing. This means that CarThing will no longer be operational. Thanks for really spelling it out, gang. We're discontinuing CarThing as a part of our ongoing efforts to streamline our product offerings. We understand it may be disappointing, but this decision allows us to focus on developing new features and enhancements that will ultimately provide a better experience to all Spotify users. We here at Spotify want to provide the best experience for all users, so we're gonna take those users who gave us $90 and turn their working product into literal garbage. We couldn't come up with new features if you've got that thing in your car. It's got all the feature goo in it, and daddy's coming to harvest. What will happen to my CarThing after December 2024? After December 9th, 2024, CarThing will be discontinued and will no longer be operational. The number of times this one web page is like, we're breaking your CarThing, we're breaking your CarThing, we're breaking your CarThing. But what should people do with it? We recommend resetting your CarThing to factory settings and safely disposing of your device following local electronic waste guidelines. Contact your state or local waste disposal department to determine how to dispose of or recycle CarThing. I wasn't exaggerating. Spotify themselves are saying, throw it away. We're turning it into a piece of junk. I bet you wish you bought that barrel of crude oil now. Can I still use Spotify in my car? No, we're going to blow your car up with a big cartoon bomb. Yeah, you can still use Spotify in the car. Again, this was just a remote. What an absolute middle finger to people who use your service. The number of people who have a CarThing is a finite number. They're not making new ones. They're not adding new features. Surely it can't cost that much to maintain the service. The CarThing was outlasted by Joe Biden's presidency. When they stopped making new ones, their spokesperson even said existing devices will perform as intended. Was it their intention to brick all of them at some point? I know planned obsolescence is a part of the tech industry, but Apple doesn't literally shut down your iPhone after 3 years. The worst, most corporate bullshit part of this is they're offering nothing to the people who bought a CarThing. No refund, no trade-in, not even like 3 free months of premium. They're breaking your shit and going, damn. Wish there was something we could do about it, but that's just how it is. This feels like the easiest way to break all consumer trust. If Spotify ever wants to roll out another physical product, people go, what about the CarThing? And they'll go, no, that was the one. No, we're not going to do that again. You can trust us. We're Spotify. People are going to continue to pay for Spotify. They have 239 million paid subscribers. Just from that pool, they are earning billions of dollars a year in revenue and will continue to do so until people can't hear music anymore. Apple can't get it together with a Wrapped competitor. YouTube Music has done a piss poor job of advertising itself, and I had to Google to see if Tidal still existed. But there are a fixed number of people on Earth who can pay for or use Spotify, and they've got to increase profits, so there are layoffs, and products that work get broken for no reason, and the ad-free experience really only applies to music. You can't expect that with podcasts, because the most important thing is to increase shareholder value. A service where hundreds of millions of people pay $10 every month, and hundreds of millions of other people listen to ads constantly, is not valuable unless there is more profit now than there was 3 months ago. If the profit number is the same, that's losing and it's worthless. They have until December to change course, and I don't see how, like, 3 months of premium is not their immediate solution. These are people who are locked into your service because if they stop using it, the $90 thing turns into a brick on its own. So when you're doing your New Year's deal trying to draw in new subscribers, just throw them a bone. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, and you wouldn't mind leaving a like or subscribing, I'd really appreciate that. This one's a bit of a shorter one because I'm moving. This is the last video that will be filmed at this apartment. I'm gonna miss the gray walls, the door that's too big for the door frame and thus it never closed. You gotta pull on the side of the door to open it, or if you pull the handle, it just comes off. I'm gonna miss this room that's so small that if I lean just a little bit, I can touch both of the walls. That's one thing that people who have come in here before have said, is that in the videos, it looks a lot bigger than it actually is. It's like a 6'6" wide room. It's where my YouTube journey began, and it's where it will come to an end. Is a fucking lie. I'm not gonna stop making YouTube videos. I don't think I could if I tried. These guys are coming with me though. I won't leave them behind. So from all of us here, thank you so much for watching. It really does mean a lot to me. And hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. And then all the pigeons wave too. I had to put the pigeons back up because I pulled them down earlier, but this time's for real. They're off the wall, like Mike Jackson.